What's up, people? What's up, everybody? What is going on? How y'all feeling? What's up, fam? How you doing? What is the word? What is the word on a Friday night? Man, it's going down, Johnson. There you go, a little bit better. I'm ready. There's some stuff. Make sure my button there. We good. All right, guys, welcome to the Timberlake Show on a Friday night. We ready to do the damn thing. I want to say what's up to my people on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, Twitter. What's going on, family? We ready? Right. Yeah. So, let me start by saying what's up to my man, Buck Bewley. He's holding it down. Let me say what's up to my man, Buck Bewley, who's doing the moderating in the chat. What's up, Buck? What's up, brother? First order of business. Second order of business, let me say what's up to the Timberlake Wolfpack that are also in the chat. Thank you guys for being here, man. Give it up for them. Bum, bum. Boom. All right, y'all. I got a show packed for us tonight. Look. It's going to be something. You look, man, I just stumbled across a new, sometimes I get excited when I'm doing my shows, which is, people would say, Tim Black, I like Tim Black, but he just gets so excited. You have to realize a lot of what I do on this show is improv. And this takes a level of, I'm getting better, right? When something hits you, you just want to blurt it out because I'm doing it in real time, right? So I want to get better at delivering it in a way that is concise and also direct, but also calmer. I just want to make sure people get it, right? So, I'm doing different things, but I'm telling you, man, tonight I'm pumped. I'm pumped, man, because we got a good topic tonight. Black leaders selling out. Why our real issues stay ignored. So yeah, that's a great title, man. I got to give it up for Tim Black. Good job, Tim. Well, about time you recognize my skill level. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm trying to acknowledge that now. Sorry if I've overlooked you in the past, Mr. Black, for all the great things you've done for this show. Does that come with money? Because I got grandkids and people to take care of. I got a wife and mama needs stuff too. So I got responsibility, sir. I'm gonna need you to put in on some of this. We'll talk about it after the show, sir. For now, keep up the good work. I need you to get me a migrant over here. Yeah, we need to change this to the Oscar Lupez, the Pepe. Let's change the show to Jose Gregorio show. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We're going to give me, what's his name? Irado Bedero. Okay, that's going to change the name of the show. Okay, thank you. I'll fix that guy. You don't pressure me to give you more money. I got something for you. DEI, mofo, DEI. It's messed up. I think that actually happens too. Anyway, guys, check this out. This is the Tim Black Show. We cover U.S. politics, breaking news, and Black culture on this show. I got the Tim Black Wolf Pack with me. Those are the people that support this show. They chip in, they support, they give, they get a membership. They share, they hit the like button. Matter of fact, we've adjusted our like button here. We got it 500 likes. We need 500 likes on this live stream. Now, if I deliver a knockout blow to the sellouts tonight, can I count on 500 likes from you guys? Just saying, if I deliver a knockout blow to the sellouts tonight, if I issue a requisite amount of damage to the sellouts, can I count on you? Can I count on 5 new memberships and 500 likes? That's all I'm saying. Can I forget all the rest all there? I hate Tim. Thank you. Good job, Tim. No, it's Friday night. Can I count on you? If I deliver a great show tonight, if I knock it out the park, can I count on you 5 new memberships and 500 likes? Shit got real, didn't it? Got real. Okay, guys. Got everything I need. Let me just get this tea ready, guys. So look, guys, I've been covering the Black people. I've been covering the Black folks. I've been covering politics. I've been covering this whole thing. And I'm coming to some conclusions around this time that we have a problem with sellouts. Now, don't get it twisted. All groups have sellouts. White people got sellouts. They just call them professionals. Yeah, for some reason, right? And I understand it because we don't be paying attention to other people's problems like that. But white people, you got a problem with sellouts. You just normalize selling out. Like, I mean, white people be selling white people out all the time. You know what I'm saying? Largest group of anyway, sellouts cross all party lines, but Black people got a special kind of sellout because we had to stick together in order to survive. I'm sure the Jewish community has a name for people that sell out Jewish folks. I'm sure the Native Americans do. I don't want to say Latino because these people come from all different types of countries. America just grouped them all together so they can compete against us. I mean, what really, like, Guatemalans probably don't even walk with Ecuadorians or Puerto Ricans or Filipinos. Like, how are these people? How are you doing this? These are countries. Not all Africans walk with all Africans. So many countries that is. So anyway, but I think inside each one of those groups, in those cultures, there are going to be things called sellouts. People that betray themselves, their peoples, for various buttermilk biscuits. In America's buttermilk biscuits, I'm sure in other countries it's something else. Bushmeat, I don't know. Certain types of crackers. Europe, they got crackers or whatever. What they got? Biscuits and tea and biscuit. I don't know what they got, man. I really don't know. I ain't trying to be offensive. I don't know what people eat. You know what I'm saying? Sushi. Buttermilk sushi just don't make sense. In America, we call it buttermilk biscuits. Black American, African American vernacular. Okay. So we got a problem with this, and it reared its ugly head, its coontastic head during the presidential election, as it always does. I have a number of stories I want to get to tonight. I want us to get to the bottom of this. I want to expose some people that need exposing. I'm only doing the Lord's work. Y'all need to get off that BS. Y'all need to wake up to what's going on. I'm here to help my people see the light. All right? In no particular order. I like to start at the top of the hour right here, guys. I like to start with Roland Martin. See, Roland Martin had a problem. What's that guy on TikTok? Let's talk about Roland Martin. Roland Martin had a problem. See, he wanted all the money he could get. And he also loved buttermilk biscuits. Now, we're gonna be serious. We're gonna be serious. We're gonna inject some humor, but let's be more serious. This is my intro. Remember, I use these clips, I use these segments to go in the clips, so I gotta do this right. All right, guys. Roland Martin had a problem. He wanted to be a part of the Get Along gang. He wanted to be a partner. That wasn't right. Take your time, brother. Take your time. Remember what you said. Roland Martin is a part of the establishment of Black Negroes who want to be accepted into the dominant society. Therefore, they are willing to do what's necessary. He wants to become a 1%er if he's not already. He's paid his dues by throwing Black people's common sense needs out the window in exchange for laps around the block, in exchange for more access to those that can further propel his business and his interest. In other words, capitalism. And I get that because we all live in the same society. But the problem is this. His activities have been detrimental to the Black community. At the same time, segments of the Black community have relied upon his expertise. This presents itself with a problem that deserves checking. It is not a vendetta against him, a person. If the activities of Roland Martin were embodied by anyone else, that said person would also be in the line of fire when it comes to me. Though Roland is very off-putting, abrasive, arrogant, haughty. Those are personality conflicts. And those are his good sides, to be honest. Folks, I'll take you to the same. Let's talk about Roland Martin. Let's bring up some Roland Martin footage. In a clip I like to call Exposing Roland. In this document we have here, this was provided by the brother Tone Talks on YouTube. It's credited at the top there. I want to make sure we give respect for that. This is the receipt of how much money Roland Martin received from the Kamala Harris campaign. Okay? This is it in black and white. What is very notable about Tone Talks is being an attorney, first of all, is he brings receipts. I've never had a problem with Tone Talks Research or is receipt bringing? A lot of people are disappointed with Roland Martin because of this money here. Roland Martin taking money from Kamala Harris, that's not the problem, Roland Martin. Roland Martin would like to make that the problem. See, one of the ways that you deflect criticism, one way to deflect criticism, to deflect it, to push it off of you, is to change the narrative. Being a media person, Roland is aware of that. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to paint this as an issue that these simple Simons don't understand that he has a media company and that ads run on his content. This is not about your ad money, brother. Once again, this is not about you making money running ads. We all run ads on our YouTube channels. This is a monetized channel. Anybody who has a monetized channel, ads run on their content. This is not about you getting an ad buy. And I want anybody who's making that the issue to reconsider. As for Tim Black, this is not about you charging Kamala Harris to run her ads on your content. That ain't the issue. Stop with the nonsense. I'm smarter than that. You're smarter than that. Here goes Roland Martin. But see, nevertheless, Roland Martin, he got his criticism, and his way of getting out in front of it led him to do this.
I don't really give a damn what Tariq or Jamal or Marcel or any of y'all. I really don't give a damn.
Okay, let me stop you right there, folks, and let me say this first of all. When I don't give a damn about something, I don't mention it. The theatrics displayed in this video, the theatrics in this rant by Roland Martin itself illustrates that he does care. Things we don't care about, we ignore them. What we focus on gets bigger. The fact is he's focusing on this. He knows that. Roland Martin's a smart man. He's got a couple of degrees. Roland Martin's been in the business 30 years. Roland Martin knows by him addressing this, he potentially is going to make the story bigger. But he did a calculus in his mind where he decided that it was more advantageous to address it than not. Let that sink in for a second. If you are a Roland Martin fan, I'm not calling him names. See, I would like to penetrate his audience. I want his audience to be enlightened. I can't do that by being belligerent and going after him on a personal level. Let's do this above board. Let me appeal to the reasonableness in his viewers. If Roland Martin did not care about this, if he was not addressing it because it's a problem, why would he be addressing it? As media people, we decide every day what content we cover. We don't cover everything, nor do we try, nor are we capable. We cover what's important to our audience. Therefore, audience member of the Roland Martin Show, that means that Roland Martin is covering this because he thinks it may impact you.
What any of y'all think. Because we are doing the work.
Damn it. When people say we are doing the work, this is a common thing I hear people say. It is a deflection. This is a byproduct of many people in the BLM movement. This is what they say when they were questioned about money, when they were questioned about other activity. They push back and they say, we are here in these streets. We're doing the work. You can't question us. It is reflexive. It is defensive. It's a means to try to slip the jab. It's a way to avoid criticism, frankly. And to appear holier than thou. Assume righteousness. I am Roland Martin. I do all of this. I am a selfless human being, striking, fighting for Black America. How dare you question me? Now remember, guys, we got information from This is all on the backdrop of a number of white content creators who were found to be taking money from Russian contacts or what have you. This is not new. So this is all very consistent. People find out you take money, people want answers. I haven't heard not one of those people that I haven't followed them extensively, so correct me if I'm wrong, but none of them claimed a high horse like they were above being questioned about the money. They said, I got a lawyer, talk to my lawyer, whatever. But see, the difference with Roland is black. And Roland trades on, I'm working for you, black people. I'm doing the good work for you, Black America. I'm putting myself in harm's way doing these shows. I'm a fighter for the people. This is very Al Sharpton-esque. That's what I'm telling you. It's, I'm black, so therefore my content is to benefit black people. But is it?
That Frederick Douglass did, Ida B. Wells Barnett did, Robert Abbott did, Shalala Bass did, John Sinstack, John H. Johnson, Butch Graves. We doing that work. And
were they taking money from political campaigns and running ads on those of those politicians on their content? Just a question. I don't know if they are. I followed Robert H. Johnson back when I wanted to start a magazine back in the late 80s, early 90s. And I realized how difficult that was, man. Black magazines, a magazine and all, it's a far reach. You can't get a business loan for that. Just Minority Business Administration was like, no, I'm sorry, young man. We don't do that. So when I worked at the Capitol Spotlight here in DC, the end to the means to an end was to get to open up my own magazine. Be that as it may. The point is this. What does that got to do with what the questions are for Roland Martin? The question is not what your profession is. The question is how you conduct yourself in your profession, sir. Are you comparing yourself to Robert H. Johnson now? Did Robert H. Johnson work for the equivalent of CNN and pass questions to political candidates? Did Robert H. Johnson get sidelined and suspended from CNN for using homophobic language on Twitter in the early 2000s? I'm just asking questions because you're naming people like Ida B. Wells. How disgusting for him to do that, by the way, now that I think about it. Wow. Really? Your videos about Karens, you're putting that in the vicinity of our greatest writers and authors and publishers? Really? You hanging out with Frankie Beverly and Mays, rest in peace. Ain't the same thing, Roland. Let's keep going. I don't want this video or this show to be that long, but let's... Wow.
we don't care what the critics have to say because the people stand with us.
He drinks his own Kool-Aid so long, man. There are people, man, I don't know what you guys are saying to this guy. I don't know why you allowed him to grow such a big head. This is the entry to his video. 3 times now he stated how he don't have to answer to anybody. I never feel I don't have to answer to anyone. Now, if I have members. So you mean to tell me your members aren't concerned? What's going on? Are these members or are these sheep? They don't have questions about you taking money from Kamala Harris campaign? We're going to get into it.
And they see the end result of that work every single black ass day.
So we're going to add a little spice to it because that's what works. Gotta add the spice. Hey, fam, this is going to be a good time, Johnson. Hit the like button because that's as nice as this broadcast is going to be. Because now at this point, this is where things get serious for Roland. See, he starts talking about ad revenue. He starts talking about money that was spent by the Democratic Party that he didn't get. He wants to make this a conversation about how much money he got and how much money white organizations get or what have you. That's what the majority of this is about for Roland.
Less than $1 billion. Why am I? Drives the culture.
Kamala not showing up to the.
Yet spending on them was only 1.16%.
With Roland, it never changes. His real concern, his true concern has been and continues to be how much money he's not getting. And how much more money is supposed to come to black media. That's his concern. That's what it's all about. Folks, once again, this ain't about how much money Roland got or how much Roland did not get. This is about, are you compromised, Roland? This is about, Roland, are you being a fair dealer? Are you ethical? Roland, this is what it's about. Roland Martin, did Kamala Harris pay you this money, this ad spend? Did this have any influence over that softball interview that you gave her? That's what we're really concerned about. See, people, we're not dumb. Roland, the interview that you gave to Kamala Harris was such a softball interview, it reminded me a lot of your Tiffany Henyard interview. Remember the Dalton mayor, who should not even be in office, should be in jail, based on what I've seen, based on what it looks like is fraud, embezzlement, assault, verbal assault on other county officials as she pilfers from the very city she's supposed to be serving. Remember your interview with her was very nice and calm. I wonder if anybody could find out, did Tiffany Henyard, the city of Dalton, Illinois, did they give money to Roland Martin? Because his interview was very nice. It was very much like his Kamala Harris interview. And if you are a surrogate, if not, it sure did seem like you were a surrogate of Kamala's. And that's the problem. If you were a surrogate of Kamala Harris and then you interviewed her and you're taking money, you get an ad buy, you appear to be a surrogate. Folks, if Roland's not a surrogate, please explain this.
1.16%.
What's your thoughts on Vice President Kamala not showing up to the NABJ to speak to?
First of all, let's walk through it.
Okay, first of all, let me set the table real quick. I'm sorry. I found this when I did a Twitter search on Roland Martin's name and Kamala Harris. This is, damn, the guy from The Blaze. The black guy from The Blaze. Jason Whitlock. Okay. I don't agree with Jason Whitlock, but I do agree with putting out this clip. Thank you, Jason Whitlock. So the person at this event, at the Kamala event, sees Roland Martin, I think it is. No, I don't think this is a Kamala event. Where is this? I don't know. I don't know where they are. Maybe they were at that BT thing where they were trying to get black men. I don't know. Let me not even guess. Besides all that, someone's asking Roland Martin, hey, where is Kamala Harris? Why didn't she go to the National Association of Black Journalists? The same time that Donald Trump was asked to go, Kamala was asked to go. In fact, she'd been asked to come there several times, and she kept pushing back. Roland Martin's asked about Kamala Harris. Why is he answering for her? Why is Roland Martin answering for the schedule of Kamala Harris if Roland is not a surrogate? Look, guys, if Roland's not a surrogate for Kamala Harris, why is he about to explain to a journalist, a citizen journalist, it appears, why is he explaining to him what Kamala's schedule is and why Kamala's not going to be at certain events or what her itinerary looks like? That sounds like someone who's on staff. And if you're on staff, Roland, that's going to give your interview with Kamala Harris a whole different texture. Get what I'm saying? So people have questions about that because people aren't stupid. I mean, at least not all of us. So we got you taking money, $350,000. Not an earth-shattering amount of money, particularly when Kamala Harris' campaign blew $1.5 billion. But it ain't about the money, Roland. We're talking about what you got. And we're talking about you being this champion that you described in the ilk of all these great, phenomenal Black writers and authors and publishers. You yourself are putting yourself in their category. And then we find you here. It sounds like you work for Kamala Harris. Let's hear the clip.
Vice President Kamala Harris is in Atlanta on Tuesday. She's speaking at Sigma Gamma today in Houston. Thursday, she's speaking at the funeral of Congresswoman Shirley Jackson Lee. And then Friday, she gets with her team over the weekend, speaking to Vice President. So it's called a busy schedule. I totally understand it. I get it.
This is incredible. Is Roland unfamiliar with private flying?
Okay, so Whitlock took the tact about, well, why can't she be where she needs to be? She really wants to go where the Black people are. Why is she going? Why is she got $1 billion at the time? I think she had $1 billion. Why can't she just jump on a private jet, go where she need to go? What are you talking about? So, but that's not my point of view. My point of view is Roland. This ain't about Kamala. Kamala lost. Kamala's gone. This is not me going back into that. This is me taking a look at Roland and saying, hey, Roland, why you know so much about the campaign if you're such a person for the people? A person for the people transcends the politicians. A person for the people does not work for the politician. That person works for the people. And it's your job to do investigative work for us and hold her accountable and get the best deal from her for us. That's your job. And do reporting based on that. Reporting based on holding them accountable, calling out the powerful. Kamala Harris is the most powerful woman in the United States, or she was. Matter of fact, she is still top 3, at least. She's the vice president of the United States. She's not some little lady struggling to make ends meet, living out of a shelter, coming from an abusive home, as if you paint her like she's up against all these obstacles. She's a former attorney general, a former senator, and a current sitting vice president. This whole idea that we have to protect her from questions and judgments, and that's the entire process of running for office. No one's protected from questions. And it's your job. It is Roland Martin's job to ask those questions. He's a member of the media. If you are a member of the media, been there 30 years, hold yourself out as a journalist, hold yourself out to be a commentator. Then you have members, I don't know, maybe thousands of members of Black Americans who are counting on you to be their voice in that room. And if your voice is compromised, Roland, that's a problem. Once again, I'm going to challenge all those people that watch Roland Martin to recognize this ain't about him making money on this show. Hey, man, I don't begrudge him running ads. I run ads. Well, ads get run. They're handled by Google, and there's a reason why we have a filter, a buffer between us and the ads. That way we're not distracted or influenced by those entities. The whole idea, people, you have to understand, the whole idea of independent media, having a mediator in between us and the ads, even though we get a chunk of our money, guy, one good part about it, one good part, is I don't control whose ads play. And I'm not impacted nor influenced, nor coerced into reporting a certain type of way. So Roland Martin, he appears, and if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, I'm going to say it's a duck. Roland Martin appears to be displaying characteristics, activity of a grifter. He took money, check. He has a personal relationship with the person he's supposed to be covering from a journalistic point of view. Check. Who's also a client who's paid him money, remember? Check. And he's up here saying he can't be questioned because he's Roland Martin, the fighter for the people doing the work. Check, check, check. Total grift. Total reverse engineering his audience with the narrative of him holier than thou, like saint-like person. Meanwhile, what's he doing? And his main complaint is he was not given enough money. Not that there wasn't a better campaign run that was addressing these issues more basically. Not that the Democratic Party needs to follow a more democratic process. Not that the Democratic Party has failed Black Americans, in particular, because that's who he says he serves. But his main critique overall is we could have won if only Roland would have got more money. That's his argument. That's his high-level gripe, is he should have got millions. It's in the video, folks, where he's like, I should have got more money, not less money. You morons are complaining about my money when my only complaint is I didn't get more money.
Any of y'all, I really don't give a damn what any of y'all think.
He don't give a damn what we think. Now I want to do something different. I want to take this a level deeper. And now I'm going to ask people to really start thinking for themselves on this, man. But it first starts from the baseline that we got to recognize there's a problem. And we got to start making that problem be Trump. Because you know what? Before it was Trump, it was Bush. Before it was Bush, it was the other Bush. And before it was the other Bush, it was Ronald Reagan. And it's always going to be in opposition, a controlled opposition, an opposition to the Democratic Party. But you have to open your mind and at least consider that maybe we got a problem with the way Black media and Black elites within the corporate structure of the Democratic Party and its adjacent arms such as cable news. Mindy, which I just learned this term, major independent news. Not an independent, but Mindy, major independent, which is what Roland is. He's a major independent, okay? He's getting funding from the corporations and from the politicians, just like corporate media does, but on a smaller scale. What I'm saying is I want us to at least be ready to consider the fact that maybe Roland Martin is not what Roland Martin pretends to be. And not just him, a lot of these entities, that our problem is not just the Trumps, it's not just Republicans, it's not just the Democrats, it is us. We are allowing ourselves to be led around by people that are compromised, people that are playing the game at our expense. And I'm saying, folks, one of those people is Roland Martin. And if we don't look through this, if we don't see and say, hey, this is the time for us to start cleaning house. Maybe it's time for us to clean house. That we need to start calling these people out. Not just for the comedy of it. Hey, man, I love roasting. I'm down for us to have a good time. But let's not confuse. Let's having a good time with the substance of our critique. The substance of this critique is that part of our problem is not just all the white supremacy, racism, bigotry, bad Trump, orange man evil, fascism, and all this nonsense that they throw out the window that say is fascism. But it's also us and our supposed leaders, us and our supposed media. Those people sitting in those rooms that we keep hearing about, they got to be at the table. What are they doing at that table? When they're at the table, what's Roland doing? Is Roland really fighting for us? Is Roland fighting for Roland? What's he really doing? Because everything I hear out of Roland's mouth is about Roland. He has a series of talking heads around him that all seem like they depend on his success, and they co-sign him and smile along because they're on his platform. But if we step back, we're not those people. We should be able to step back objectively and see Roland Martin for what he is. Can someone who's been around as long as Roland Martin not have a better critique and a better way forward for Black America than to do the same thing all over again? Roland Martin was here for Obama. What has Roland learned in 30 years of journalism work? He hasn't learned that symbolism is not going to be enough for Black people. He has learned it. I want to submit to you, Roland's learned that we need more than symbolism for Black America to get off the bottom of the bottom in this country. But Roland Martin has resigned to the fact that Roland going to save Roland. Nothing I'm saying with an objective, I believe. And I'm biased because I'm talking about myself, but I don't think anything I'm saying here would be out of reason for a person who is reasonable and objective. I believe that Roland Martin is compromised and Roland Martin's focus is now himself. How else do you explain someone co-signing a campaign that's very similar to the Obama campaign that basically, and I don't want to hear the numbers about, oh, well, the job this and these numbers, the racial wealth gap did not close. Mass incarceration did not drop. Wealth did not expand for us. So how are we successful? What's the numbers? What are the parameters of measuring success in the Obama administration? How do we measure success by Obama winning? How's that a winner for us? And Roland was perfectly happy for us to do that again with Kamala. Not only was he perfectly happy with it, he was assisting in it. There he is, fielding questions on her behalf. Speaking to why she was where, whatever. His interview with Kamala Harris. Maybe I played enough Roland. His interview with Kamala Harris is widely available. Go find that on his YouTube channel. You ask yourself after listening, was that really a tough interview? Did that seem like an interview where someone was trying to get to the bottom of something? Or did that look like softball questions? Go ahead and hit it. Oh, he missed that one. Let me throw it to you again. It's going to be coming across the middle real slow. You ready? When I say swing, you swing. 1, 2, 3. Swing. Ask yourself what kind of interview that was. Then remind yourself that person took over $250,000 from that person's team. To do what? I know Roland gets views. Does he get that many views? Does Roland Martin get $350,000 worth of views? On an ad. Not a viral video that naturally, organically goes viral. I'm talking about an ad. Roland Martin is a sellout at this point, and I'm on to my commentary. We put it all on the table. Folks, he's a sellout. We got to recognize what a sellout is, and if you can't recognize that, then you got a problem. I suggest you take a step back, detox from this idea that that's the only ship that's sailing, and you got to jump on it, and he's fighting a good fight. The man is compromised. He's displayed that he's not only compromised, he's brazen, he's shown no contrition. He's just defensive. He gets offensive because he is caught. He's exposed. The receipts have been presented. Look at the work and determine for yourself. Was he acting like a person of the media, or was he acting like an employee? A hired hand. The help. A hack. Decide for yourself. All right, guys, we're going to keep it going, guys. Keep it going, keep it moving here on the Tim Black Show. Hit the like button if that makes sense to you. Of course, hit me with a super chat. Remember, and I'll read it to the choir. Our goal tonight is 5 memberships, 500 likes. I think this is a goal we can achieve, but I'm counting on you to get it done. Remember, if I meet or exceed your expectations, that's the deal. I think it's a good deal. I'm not all right. Let's keep going, guys. Once again, so that was good. That was good. Give it up to the people in the comment section. My people over here holding it down in the community. Someone said, Tim Black, why do you have such long intros? I want my people to show up. I like a live show. A lot of my people like live shows. What I like to do is I go back and I delete all the music, the pre stuff that runs repetitively. I remove that and I leave the rest. But we like the interactive engagement of our folks coming through, chopping it up. Come early as well. If you come early to a Tim Black show, it's people chatting it up in the chat room. That's what it's there for. Until we get our site built out so that we can have our own people on our own site chatting it up, we're using YouTube. So Twitter, Facebook, come through, hit the like button. This show is not sponsored by Tiffany Henry or Kamala Harris or the Democratic Party or Ag Blue or Team Harris or the Republicans or Donald Trump or the GOP or any other political party. It's sponsored by you. All right. Let's go to Hakeem Jeffries' interview. Okay, so we've been talking about Hakeem Jeffries' interview. Not Hakeem so much. Not much conversation about him. But we know he was lined up to be Nancy Pelosi, and now we know that won't happen because, well, the Democrats just lost. They lost everything. But Hakeem Jeffries was on The View today, and he had some interesting responses to the ladies of The View as they questioned everything.
I want to ask you, just getting into kind of unpacking the election results. Donald Trump won by a resounding amount. We realize he won the popular vote. There's now a bit of a Democratic finger-pointing blame game. Nancy Pelosi thinks Biden didn't get out soon enough. Bill Clinton says Democrats kind of shied away from some tough issues. What do you think Democrats need to learn from the loss?
I think the most important lesson to be drawn from the election is that the American people want us to work on the high cost of living and make sure that there can be a real path forward for working class Americans, middle class Americans, everyone who aspires to be part of the middle class to enjoy, those promises, that basic contract between everyday Americans and the country, which is that if you work hard and play by the rules, you should be able to provide a comfortable living for yourself, for your family, purchase a home, educate your children, have access to health care, go on vacation every now and then, and one day be able to retire with grace and dignity. That's the American dream. But for far too many people, it's out of reach.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be a Democratic issue or a Republican issue. That's an American issue that we should all address together.
Yeah.
I agree with him. That is an American issue that we all should address. This should not be something that's divided between Republicans and Democrats. But here's my question here, Hakeem, and I mean this respectfully, brother. Why is this something that you felt as a Democrat, that you are now only finally admitting that this is something that you needed to do? This would seem like if you had a cake shop, it would be good to have cakes in it. Let me put it another way so that it further sends home my point. You saying that the Democratic Party needs to focus on issues that impact people's lives right where they live is akin to having, in my opinion, a garage when you repair automobiles, but you don't have a mechanic? What sense would that make? How can you have a garage without people that actually work on automobiles? How can you expect to stay open? See what I'm saying, Hakeem Jeffries, man, is I'm not trying to, I don't even want to go at you personally. But if you're going to come up here and say like this is an epiphany that the Democratic Party has just come to realize that they need to focus on issues that impact the people that vote for them. Like, what were you focusing on before? I'd like to know. Now, there aren't that many things to focus on besides the voters, except the corporations and the vendors. What were you focused on? Trees? Birds? Astrology? I mean, what else were you focused on, if not the corporations? You have the money interest, the big money interest, and you have the interest of the people. So which one were you focused on? See, a lot of the punditry I see around this, man, you can get to the point where you got too many degrees and too many brain cells, but not enough common damn sense. You read a lot of books, but you can't read the room. You know a lot of words, but you ain't saying shit. And that goes for the entire Democratic Party. What really is going on? And for the voters, we got to hold ourselves accountable because we are electing these people. We are selecting these people. So what are we choosing? Are we going to own up to the fact that we're allowing ourselves to be masqueraded, to be lied to this way? We're buying this nonsense? Once again, there ain't a lot of interest. There just isn't. There's the voters and there's the donors. If they wasn't focusing on the voters, what was they focused on? Don't be silly.
It's something that I'm still struggling with, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on.
Notice how nothing I brought up. Look, I have not watched this clip all the way through. I do this in real time, which is why I get excited, because I'm like, damn, this is a good one. It makes the job fun for me. You know? Makes it fun for me. Notice I did this in real time because I listened to Hakeem and I responded in kind. Sonny's not going to have anything to say based on what he just said. She's got talking points. She's prepared remarks on what she wanted to say. Why isn't she addressing what I just did? Sonny Hassan and The View are put in front of millions of people every day. People say, Tim Black, why do you focus on The View? Ask the American people why they focus on The View. I go where the eyeballs of consciousness of the culture goes. Hakeem Jeffries is on her show, their show. If he was on Bill Maher, I'd be covering him on Bill Maher. If these conversations that are germane to our to what we're discussing was somewhere else, I'd be somewhere else talking about it. This is not a fatal attraction to The View, believe me. Believe me. But let's go back to what Sonny has to say now about no response to Hakeem, just her talking points.
How did a convicted felon resonate more with Americans than a hyper-qualified woman of color? Do you think that racism and misogyny played any part in this election?
See, folks, this is to whoever runs ABC. Cancel The View immediately. Yeah, get rid of it. It's a problem. And look, I don't want to sound, I know I sound bad saying that, guys. It's supposed to be like freedom of speech and all this shit. I gotta say it. Hakeem Jeffries laid out a very good blueprint for us to consider what the issues were. People got bread and butter issues. They're concerned about the lives of their family. They're concerned about where the country's going and how they can sustain themselves within it. Very, very clear-eyed approach to this. Because, yeah, we're going to have some people that think all types of stuff. You live in a country where some people want to marry their own children. We live in a country where people want to make love to inanimate objects like bridges and stop signs. I actually saw this in a crazy show. You live in a country where people worship snakes. This is a big country with people with all types of ideas. None of us can wrap our minds around the loopiness and the goofiness of some people in this country, and also the hate and the debauchery, the whatever, but also the good and the honest and the real and the love, frankly, and the resilience as well. All that's in here. But Sonny's going to go right to misogyny and to racism about Kamala Harris. And this guy, Hakeem Jeffries, Jeffries just said, hey, it was about the money issues and how we're not addressing the concerns of those people. So those people chose this way. She leapfrogs all that. Ignore that, all that. None of that matter. Isn't this true that there's some people that just won't vote for a nice woman who's qualified? What good would voting for a nice woman that's qualified if she ain't addressing your issues? Elections are not about who you want to date, who you want to have beers with. I'm glad most of America, hopefully, has come to the realization that that ain't what it's about, that you'll probably never personally meet these people, nor hang out with them or have a beer with them. That'll probably never happen. You're more likely to be struck by lightning while watching The Wire, sitting on your boat in the middle of the Atlantic before you sit down and have a beer one-on-one with Kamala Harris. You're not going to be sitting in some room somewhere and she just walks in, it's just you two, and you guys talk for 2 hours. That ain't what this is. So let's not be stuck on stupid and get in this thing where, oh, she's the better person. First of all, I question if she is. Second of all, I don't give a damn if she is. Did she speak to those issues and those concerns of those people? And when she did speak, were her responses that gave them comfort? And also, because we are talking about a competition, right? Between someone else. Did she do a better job of articulating that? And also, and I'm about to go back to the tape, guys. Let me say last thing. Was the brand of the Democratic Party burnt beyond recognition to the point there wasn't anything she could say anyway? Which is debatable. I'm not sure if people were going to listen anyway.
Well, listen, I think that Vice President Harris was eminently qualified. Mm-hmm. And I supported her with everything that I had, and I think so many Americans did. It was a close election at the end of the day, didn't break in her direction. I think we all are going to unpack as part of our after-action analysis. How did this happen? Yeah. Where did we fall short? I do think that the emerging lesson, separate and apart from reasons may be connected to race and misogyny, is that the economy was the dominant theme for a lot of folks, particularly when you consider that in many communities of color, there was movement away from the Democratic candidate and toward the former president. But I think we have to unpack it all. And it's understandable that there's great disappointment amongst a lot of people.
I want to submit this, guys, and I don't know, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. But I'm just a simple man. I operate in simple logic, and I'm of the culture. Grew up in America, lived in America, family from here, 7, 8, 9, 10 generations back. New York, Carolinas, D.C., that's us, okay? Let me use an analogy that makes sense. It's easy for us to understand that's popular in the culture. Mike Tyson was qualified to knock out Logan Paul, whatever his name is, right? He was qualified. He was a heavyweight champion, an amazing boxer, all those great things. He was also 58 years old. He was also under contract to conduct himself a certain way in that ring. He had prerequisites in order to get that $20 million. There's a lot of reasons for the outcome of that boxing match, right? But he was qualified. No one got knocked out. It went to the scores, went to the judges. Why did not Mike Tyson win? Why did he lose? Was he not qualified? Yeah, but more to it, it goes more into it than just who was qualified. Obviously, he's more qualified, but for that one thing, right? Was Trump qualified? Was Kamala qualified? None of these things matter. Did they win? Trump being a president makes him ultimately qualified because he's already done his job. And contrary to popular opinion, we did not turn into Nazi Germany. A bunch of good old boys in Klan outfits did not eat the faces of black children in front of their parents while live streaming it on X. None of that happened. All the fear-mongering of the Democratic Party is unfounded. But that ain't got nothing to do with the reality or the point of view here in this video from Hakeem Jeffries or from Sonny. Sonny is stuck on making this about one thing and one thing only. That Kamala has a uterus and that nobody wanted a black woman. I want us to move past this. I really do, because it don't make any sense now. But I feel like I gotta make sure that Black America is ready to move on. Or Black Americans, I know you may be ready to move on, but have we learned our lesson? And are we ready to call out the sellouts? Are we ready to call out the sellouts that are selling us out and keeping our real issues ignored? Because the longer Sonny is fighting, the people on The View are fighting to not look at the economics, to not even consider that the working class is getting their butts kicked every day. That should be where we are. Black people, you should know that more than anybody else. And if you don't know it because you're doing well, please recognize with 14% of the population, the racial wealth gap is growing, and not in a good way for us. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have time for Sonny, and until I'm sure that people get that, we gotta stay on point.
You know, she represented tremendous hope for a new day in the United States of America. But Shirley Chisholm took a step forward. Hillary Clinton took a step forward. Now Kamala Harris is taking a step forward.
Geraldine Ferraro.
Geraldine Ferraro.
No one cares about the damn steps. One thing I hope changes, and I hope that the Trump era, this second iteration of the Trump era, will allow us to get some distance between these hopes and dreams. Let's get down to actual results. Hold people accountable for results. I don't need you to make me feel good about being a black man. I don't need to see you and my daughter, my granddaughter, or my sons. I need you to get the job done. That's what I need you to do. That's what I think Black America wants and all Americans want. That's what I think white America wants. That's what I think we as a country need. The results, not the feelings. And if there is an autopsy to be done, let you guys go do that over there somewhere. Don't do that in front of us. Because for us, it's about the results. You want to talk about your identities? You want to talk about your feelings? You want to talk about what it meant to go in a room and see Kamala Harris as a vice president, and my daughter's eyes lit up. Her eyes would have lit up no matter who was the president or who was the vice president. Children's eyes light up all the time. Don't get me started. My granddaughter's eyes light up when she sees Pokemon or somebody doing an ASMR eating carrots on damn TikTok or YouTube. I mean, come on, guys. We're not picking presidents by if our daughters or our sons' eyes light up. Let's pick presidents based on if we can light up this room and pay this damn electric bill. Let's pick presidents. Let's pick leaders who are not leading us into an abyss while they driving their Bentleys or driving their Infinities in their big body Benzes and on big boats going on brunches.
Shout out to Queens, New York. And
many Americans of color, actually, across the country, including high schoolers, have received these vile racist text messages from anonymous numbers saying things like they've been selected to pick cotton. I know 2 people that received those, children. What do you think is behind this rash of hate, and what is your message to those that are really afraid of what's to come?
Well, how about changing your phone number? Why do these kids got phones? And how about putting a spam guard on your phone? I mean, that's what I had to do. What does that got to do with anything politically? Oh, I know, you want to tie this to Trump. So let me get this right. Trump beat the brakes off Kamala. So now Trump, instead of filling his cabinet, instead of, I don't know. Oh, maybe you're saying it's Trump supporters. Okay, let me get this right. Trump supporters are angry. No, happy. I'm sorry. They're happy they won. So now they're angrily tweeting towards or texting random people that they, how would they know the race of the, shut up, Joy. I mean, Sonny, I'm sorry. Shut up, Sonny. Just shut up. Jesus Christ. Hakeem Jeffries, if you don't tell her to go sit her ass down, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Let some of that New York come out your ass. Come on.
Yeah, it's very unacceptable that this would happen in the immediate aftermath. And clearly, some far-right extremists have been empowered or emboldened by their sense of what Donald Trump's election represents. And it's going to be on all of us.
Sorry. We can't win for losing, guys. If the Republicans lose, then we're supposed to be afraid that they're going to be angry and they're going to destroy the country and it's going to be a civil war. If the Republicans win, we need to be afraid because they're going to be angry and they're going to destroy the country. It's going to be a civil war. I mean, that's all the Democratic Party is selling. Meanwhile, guess what, guys? Bread is still expensive. You know, oil change is still higher than it used to be. A gallon of gas is still more than it used to be. And your services, depending on where you live, the access to services for people that are suffering any issues financially are strangled because of the influx of immigration. And you still got to pay your bills. You still got to make the mortgage or make the rent. You still got to, your son or your daughter is still having a problem of finding a place that they can afford. All these things are going on, and they want us to be focused on text messages and fear of a orange planet or a orange, whatever this is, or the red hat fear, or whatever the hell. Meanwhile, we got regular stuff going on that's not going away that we have to deal with. You know what? I don't think America's that dumb. I think Americans spoke loud and clear that this is not working. And so what are they doing? They're wrenching it up. They're wrenching it up. They are turning the bell. They're turning they're going higher. They're pumping up the volume on the fear. I don't know what for really, other than to punish you. Sonny Holston's idea, I believe this, Joy Reid, Sonny Holston. And we're going to get to some other people as well I got to get to. I think they're bitter. They are bitter that they will not have the opportunities If they thought they were going to get under Kamala Harris, I'm telling you folks, I believe this is all self-serving. The Roland Martins, you see the vitriol, the daggers out of their eyes, the anger, the deep-seated rage that they will not get an opportunity. D.L. Hughley, these people are heartbroken and angry and resentful because they will not have the opportunity to get all the perks for being down with Kamala Harris as Kamala Harris takes that Oval Office. They, folks, are the threat. These people are the threat. And they're doing their best to destroy your peace of mind. We got enough to deal with going forward. Folks, but one of the things we got to deal with on our way forward, we got to deal with these sellouts. We have to deal with them. They mean that's no good. All right, guys, let's move on, guys. Hit the like button for me. Hit the like button for me on this content. Remember, this is the Tim Black Show. We do this every day except Saturday. I come to you here to do my best to deliver U.S. politics, breaking news, and Black culture. We do a good job, I think, of trying to stay on point. And we're not affiliated with either one of these parties. But I do objectively believe the bigger threat is the Democratic Party. You know, I don't pull punches. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. That's the bigger problem. They've been in charge of 12 of the last 16 years. What you got for it? They're talking like they ain't been in charge. Then when you say, well, you've been in charge, they say, well, we didn't have a house in the city. Remember the time the thing that happened? Dog, we got to do something different. Brothers and sisters, we got to do something different. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do something different. We can't allow them to keep saying, well, remember the time, and remember the guy in West Virginia, he stopped at us. We tried really hard. Let's go to the next topic, folks. This is kind of just extra, I think. This is extra. Let's talk about Al Sharpton, folks. This is not extra. This is on the itinerary. We'll come back to my extra. Let's go to Al Sharpton. This is called Al Sharpton with his bullshit. No, something I put together about Al Sharpton.
Issues and go after the working class white, but also the working class 100%. Black community. 100%. I think that a lot of them played, a lot of Democratic candidates, their consultants, played to the edges and the younger vote and ignored black churches, ignored black fraternities, didn't invest in that. Who are your solid voters who may be more conservative and concerned about immigration, crime, and other things in a different way? And I think they over-engaged some of the things that became trendy, but their base was not energized, because you could have won enough votes in Philly.
The operative term I want people to recognize with Al Sharpton here, folks, is he said they did not invest. When Al Sharpton says invest, who's that sound like? Roland Martin, ring a bell. Roland Martin-esque. It's always the same hustle, fam. Same hustle. Al Sharpton's talking about the Democrats' lack of money being put into the coffers of the black elite and consulting fees for Roland Martin and, in this case, Al Sharpton in the Action Network. Yeah, you could have did a better job if you just would have listened to me and sent more money my way. Honestly, guys, why does Reverend Al have a show? The ratings can't be good. I imagine Al Sharpton's going to be on the chopping block with the rest of MSNBC. Well, it's going bye-bye as MSNBC as we know it. I'm assuming that we won't have much more Roland. I keep saying that I'm mixing them up, man. It's faux pas, man. I ain't meaning to get them, twisted. But Al Sharpton and Roland Martin is the same thing. I mean, they're a little bit different in age, not much, but they are the same politically.
To make this different for me.
Well, and that
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris. Well, I'm wondering why nobody correct him about the name pronunciation. Are we off that now? Remember, this was Al Sharpton at the Democratic National Committee. At the big shindig, the thing that went over several days. What was it? The get-together, the party that had all the amazing stars that came out to support Kamala Harris, to give us the impression that she was doing so well, when in fact she really wasn't. Okay? But Al Sharpton, top of his lungs, Kamala. It's a beautiful thing, Johnson. Here goes Al and Kamala. I mean, if Al can do it, why can't I? Here goes Al and Kamala laughing about reparations to the Black American. It's one thing not to fight for it. It's another thing not to truly support it. It's got to be another thing to try to get votes, and then yet another thing to make fun of it while trying to get votes, pretending that you support it. Interesting.
Area reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I am elected president, I will sign that
bill. Yeah, this is that stale, dry joke that they say, I'm already going to be president. That didn't age well, did it? Kamala and Al. Nah, it didn't age well at all. I want people to recognize what they're dealing with.
Kamala Harris.
And let me say, the stupidity, as you and Willie and I said, of defund the police, that movement. And you and I were talking about a New York Times article in 2020 where city council people in New York.
At the end of the day, folks, it's never going to be about for Al Sharpton and his crew. It's not going to be about the real issues that impact us. Economics. See, I believe that Black America is coming to the realization that America may never be the Garden of Eden. America may never turn out to be the fantasy land where you can all join hand in hand and skip to Malu through the meadows and the flowers, across the grassy plain. You know what? America's never been that way. It's never been that way at all, ever. So I think it's time for us to recognize there is a runner-up. It's called economics. Yeah, we need to focus on the economics and these relics of a days gone by. The Al Sharptons, they gotta go. These charlatans have to go. We have to walk boldly into the new world of where's our money? Who's going to create the economy, the job opportunity, the business opportunities, the angle for our children's health? Like, we need to look at the sustainable direction that's actually going to impact our lives. That's what we need to be. That's where we need to go. That's where our focus has to be. Not this other stuff. And Roland Martin, and not just Roland, Al Sharpton and his crew, his ilk, they want to be focused. They want to stay focused on the past. This is not Tawana Brawley. These days are over, folks. Those days are over, Johnson. We got Benjamin Crump getting record settlements for these families who have been abused by cops. The money's good. This is a different age. We got to be able to walk forward into the new age of what we going to do about our economic condition for the average working class folks. We got to move beyond, we got to fight the power with the police. I'm not saying don't hold cops accountable. I'm not saying when they violate our constitutional rights, we're suing their asses. Let's keep that up. But we can't let that be the end-all be-all. We cannot continue to fill the pockets of Al Sharpton, to have people like Al Sharpton sit at the helm and have our support. We got to let those Negroes, those ninjas that are willing to get behind that, who are stuck on stupid and want to support that ancient, decrepit, we've been on the same thing for 60 years. Listen, mass incarceration's gone up, racial wealth gaps got further, we got further behind. 60% of America is living paycheck to paycheck. If 60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, what percentage of Black Americans are living paycheck to paycheck? I'm thinking it's around 75. We don't have time to be listening to Al Sharpton and them talk about what we need to say about cops and slogans and listen to him and your boy, Representative, Steven. We don't have time for, what's his name? Damn it, what's the guy's name? The old guy name? We don't have time for that. We don't have time for Clyburn and company. We don't have time for them to make this about slogans or what slogan was better for the Democrats to win. They haven't given us a reason why Democrats should win. And if they think the reason is they're going to cut crime, we're seeing spikes in crime. We're seeing spikes with cops beating Black people's ass under Obama. So there is really no correlation between who's in office and how well that's handled. We can't worry about that. Let's get our money up. Let's work on the economic condition of our people. We all got to die, but it'd be nice to die on a mattress inside of a building. And right now, Black Americans make up 40% of the homeless rate. Okay, so let's deal with basics. And people like Al have been benefiting with rhetoric. Rhetoric of saying something that, oh, you're right. You say it, Al. You said it. Things aren't right. And that man should not have hit that Black man. That white cop shouldn't hit that Black. Okay, fine, great, terrific, love it. We need to get back over here and deal with our failed school systems. We need to get back over here and deal with our food deserts. We need to get back over here and deal with the jobs. Where the jobs going? We need to get back over here and deal with that. All of that over here. And we can no longer afford to be distracted with the likes of Al Sharpton. Meanwhile, Al Sharpton doesn't have any of those issues that we deal with as a people. The time of the rhetoric of the big mouth who's making money off our suffering while just being a voice box and serving as a sheep herder of us to the ruling class, them days got to go. We can no longer go for this. We got to change the channel. We have to move beyond it. We hold Al. I want us to hold Al and Roland and all them accountable, but I want us to take, first of all, hold ourselves accountable because we have allowed it. Somebody watching now, it ain't a bunch of white folks. Somebody is signing up for Roland's nonsense, it ain't a bunch of white folks.
New York City, representing the most. Is this something new after the election? I'm like, dude, where have you been? He's been talking about this forever because he hears it from his parishioners.
That's right. I hear it from parishioners. I hear it at rallies. Don't forget, we did the George Floyd movement. I preached his funerals. And here comes some people outside that comes with this far radical, mostly, quote, white super progressives, because they're not progressive, talking about defund the police. That was not what the George Floyd movement was about. It was about reforming the police and making it work.
You know what, guys? The whole time, that's what Roland and them should have been talking about. They weren't. They allowed conservative media to frame the argument of defund the police. What progressive, whatever people have platforms that can move movements? You mean MSNBC? So what are they going to say next? See, they're just looking for a way to hang their loss on something. You know, a couple of Berkeley school students with purple hair did not sink Kamala. Kamala sunk Kamala. And as annoying as those people are when they get into their bubble, it's not enough of them. There aren't enough of them to turn an election or to blow up an election. They didn't blow up your election. You blew up your election when you chose one of the lowest performing vice presidents in the history of vice presidents since we've been counting. And up until the day that she was nominated, there was the growing notion around DC, and all the pundits were the worst decision ever made by Biden was of choosing Kamala Harris. And there was even talk of him throwing her off the ticket back before he decided to call it a day. Call it a day. But you know what, guys? I ain't got to tell you. You can tell yourselves. Part of the problem is we have some Looney Tunes people focusing on issues that don't matter to us. Okay? That's the problem. And that's why people turned away from the Democratic Party. It is not rocket science. And we have to be able to move past the sellouts. As I've been saying, that's the topic tonight. Move past the sellouts. Sellouts such as this.
Triggered. So apparently some folks on the right have been thoroughly triggered by the segment we did here on the Readout last week, in which a Yale-trained psychologist counseled those who are distraught about the results of the presidential election and frankly frightened over the prospects for their own lives because of it.
So they're not frightened about all the bills stacking up. They're not frightened for the cost of living, the cost of housing, the cost of rent, the cost of insurance, all the regular stuff that we've been dealing with the last 4 years. That's not a problem. What they're concerned about, what they're fearful of, is what's to come. Really? So we got a real disconnection, right, with what the MSNBC crew, and this is why they're going away. There's a disconnection between these guys and what real people are thinking, what's really going on with people's lives. And even the people that are not in those situations, they tune out when they hear nonsense like this. There's only a distinct few who are on this nonsense. This is why they really lost, though they don't want to talk about it, okay? And as long as we have people like Joy Reid, and thank goodness MSNBC is going away, as long as we have people like this that are influential in the Black community, how are we going to move ahead? As long as we have people like this misleading people, this fool is going to make it seem like the families that have people that voted differently than them that didn't vote for Kamala, they need to separate themselves from their own family members. I haven't heard this type of nonsense since back in the day when, when certain religious cults tried to break up families if you no longer performed in their religion. Then they called it disassociation or, disfellowship, there's something. I don't know, something with the Jehovah's Witnesses. That's what this sounds like. The Democratic Party is a cult. It's bogus. It's just like leaving the JWs, you got to leave the Democratic Party. And we got to get rid of their spokesmen who are out front championing this nonsense.
That they do not owe the people who voted for the very things they're terrified of their time.
People voted for, what people voted for, most people voted for an opportunity to feed their families, a better opportunity to close up the border, to try to stop the flow of fentanyl. That's what I support. And maybe if you were a victim or someone in your family died from a fentanyl overdose, maybe you'd understand that. Maybe you'd stop writing me saying, Tim, you've changed. You will too once you lose a child. To something that was preventable, if only you had a government that gave a shit. But they did give a shit. They cared about opening the border wider and letting more people in. Meanwhile, what's the focus, folks? What are they busy being outraged about now? Here goes a good one.
Here, the Democrats are too focused on identity politics, while Republicans won by being focused on kitchen table.
And they are focused on identity politics. That's their bread and butter. That seems like that's what keeps their motors running. And this network, MSNBC, is the culprit. And this is why yesterday a brother was taken to dance. And I had to jump and do a little dance of excitement about them going away because they're an obstacle to the progression of Black America. Because once again, we are having a problem to separate symbolism from actual tangible results that benefit us. And the fact that they see Black people on MSNBC, they think that means it's good for us. It ain't. But listen to AOC here. This segment is about the bathrooms in Capitol Hill.
Republican Congresswoman from South Carolina named Nancy Mace, her intention to make a name for themselves through cruelty. But I thought Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York had the perfect response to the whole thing, and so I'm going to play it for you in full.
I want to be very clear about this. When it comes to who has the right to access a bathroom here, what Nancy Mace and what Speaker Johnson are doing are endangering all women and girls. Because if you ask them, what is your plan on how to enforce this? They won't come up with an answer. And what it inevitably results in are women and girls who are primed for assault because people are going to want to check their private parts in suspecting who is trans and who is cis and who's doing what.
What? Hi, guys. It's really easy. It's very easy to reject the Democratic Party when you got fools and dingbats and morons like AOC running the party. And if she's not running the party, she's getting out front being vocal, and the MSNBC is platforming the nonsense. So let me get this right. The people that do not want their bathrooms of their children to be shared with different genders are now threatening the lives of their children because now they're going to get patted down when they go to the bathroom. By whom? And what security force is going to be standing outside of bathrooms patting down people? See the derangement I'm talking about here? Maybe it would just go so far as to say that it would be some type of a civil punishment for people that went in the bathrooms they weren't supposed to be in for whatever reason. And I also already supported a solution. I offered you guys a solution. I would be glad to land a government contract where we put in an additional bathroom in all federal buildings for other. Or it could just be no one cares, come in here. Everybody. Here we go. Let's just call it everybody. The unisex bathroom. And all people could go in it. I would like, and look, look, I came up with the idea. I'm a Black small business. Let me lead it up. I can be as corrupt. I can hire people to do it, to put this into motion. Hey, I'll get the right people together and do it. But you understand what I'm saying? Seriously, guys, this is the type of stuff that they want to be about. They want to argue this. They want to make this an issue. And don't tell me the woman that ran in Delaware that became the representative, the first trans woman, don't tell me she didn't win in part because she was trans. Because why would anybody need to know what she is if she didn't? I'm just saying, I don't understand. I got a feeling that people voted, a percentage of people voted for her. So let me get this right. We live in a country where the first trans congressperson was elected. In a country that's so racist and so sexist that we're afraid of an Indian, Jamaican president, but we're not afraid of a trans congressperson? It don't even make sense. See what I'm saying? They compare everything to everything just to play victim. And meanwhile, all we want to know about is where our money at. We want to know what's up with the jobs, what's up with the gas, why you put all this money into electric car battery recharge stations when nobody has an electric car. Hey, how about switching it? You could have. How about doing an executive order to give some money allowances for people to buy electric cars? You know, instead of opening up the border like you've been doing there, Joe Biden. These are just ideas. I mean, since you got the executive pen, Biden has the pen. He's still the president of the United States. Joe Biden still has the power. What's he doing on this front? But no, we get to listen to AOC defend one person right to go to the woman's bathroom in Capitol Hill. And now she's saying this is dangerous because now this will embolden people to sexually assault other people to determine what kind of genitalia they have. If people are going to insult people about going to the bathrooms, wouldn't they already be doing it? I mean, since you said America's so sexist and racist and misogynist, why would that already be happening? Is that already a thing? I'm just trying to figure it out. We got to get past these people. Last but not least, guys. Oh, can I get a like on that, please? Can I get a like on that if that makes sense? And send your hate mail to your mother's house at timblacktv.com. But no, you can send it. You can send it. Are we at 500 likes? I hope so, guys. If you're on Facebook or Twitter, come on over, hit the like button for us. I got another story, guys. This is my bonus. This is the bonus I told you about, and I'm true to my word, okay? This is why we can't have nice things. Black America, this is one of our problems. These people are allowed to go unchecked. Their rhetoric, the nonsense, the unhingedness. I know people say, Tim Black, you get crazy. I'm one person. And yeah, I do get crazy. I mean, but I mean well. But I would say that my arguments are sound. It's my delivery that is unconventional. And I like it like that. Here's my thing. These people were all notable people on TV or in elected office. Let me repeat. These people I'm about to show you. One was running for the governorship in Florida. The other two were one was a staple on MSNBC with her own show. And the other person is a political operative and a spokesperson or whatever, interview the vice president, and you'll know him when you see him. And remember, the point of this is, I want us to recognize how dangerous these people are.
In hair distance to Donald Trump as he took the oath of office, I can't imagine what this woman wanted to do. Snatch his hair, hers, and everybody else's. But that's not what we do in democratic societies.
So the argument here, this is what I recall. This clip is about, they're mad at Gillum, Andrew Gillum, the former mayor of, I forget where, but it's somewhere in Florida, a city in Florida. Shout it out if you know it. Who ran for the governorship and then had a scandal. We're not going to go into that. But they're mad at him because he's going to say, hey, we had to Biden met with Trump at the Oval Office, and they're mad. Tiffany and Angela Rye are upset that that happened because you're normalizing the former President 45 Trump. When Biden met with Trump, he normalized Trump. He should not have met with him, is their argument.
And as frustrating as it is, it will frustrate me to have to see Michelle and Barack Obama and Bill and Hillary Clinton and even the Bushes, even though George Bush stayed silent in this cycle. But they will sit on that platform and that podium, and they will demonstrate not only to Americans, but to the rest of the world that what mature, sophisticated.
I got to interrupt you there, and I got to say this. You know, I got a problem with people that say that Obama and Clinton and the Bushes don't deserve to be inconvenienced or otherwise bothered. I mean, all these people sat back by black people sat on the bottom of this country and ate garbage. They all sat back while black America was crushed under the weight of capitalism. Meanwhile, they all opened up the channels for new Americans to enter the country or become naturalized citizens in America and step over our rotting bodies at the bottom of the ladder. Not even to mention the indignation of telling us, pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality. We got Clinton with the horrible crime bills. We got Obama with the bomb guy. Really? The pull your pants up guy. Really? He dropped more bombs than any other president. He dropped more bombs in his first term than Bush did his entire two terms. And what people you think he was sending across seas to die? Who was the main, who was the fodder? Who caught the share of the bullets in those wars that were unnecessary there, Mr. Gillum? But yeah, be more concerned about them having to sit in a posh area and watch a ceremony in the sun of watching Trump become what he already was. You get what I'm saying about these people being unrealistic, bubble, and being a bunch of hacks? Like, there are things I have to do on my job here, like edit footage. There are things I have to do, man, okay? Create thumbnails. This stuff I do. It's part of the job. But now you want to shield them. You feel bad that they have to sit there with their security and watch Trump become president again. Like that's a heavy duty task. That's heavy lifting for these child murdering bastards, these sellouts, these skin jobs, the fronts for this regime that's been spying on the American people. The same Bill Clinton that legalized corporate bribery of politicians. Dude. All right.
Democratic societies do is they have peaceful transfers of power, the passing of leadership from one party to the other. And I know I'm a traditionalist in this, the leadership from one administration, one party.
I guess that's my question.
And act like a a kid on a tangent.
But we know how he's going to act. So why are we trying to be normal? I guess that's my question.
Bill Clinton came after George Bush, and he was against everything this man stood for.
No.
Right?
This man is an actual fascist who said that once he's elected, there will not be another election. So why are they sitting down with him in the Oval Office for a peaceful transition of power to?
It's so bad. The Democrats have been lying so long, they believe their own lies. They believe their own lies, Johnson. They actually believe their own lies. Hey, look, somebody get word to Leonard or Charlemagne. Charlemagne, you got to get away from this person. It was good while it lasted, but she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Not only did you believe her BS, I think she believes it. Any commentator who conducts political commentary, who has done any research, knows that when Trump said there wouldn't be no need for these people to vote again, he was talking to evangelicals. He said evangelicals vote at a very low percentage. For some reason, they don't come out and vote. Come out this one time and vote. You won't have to do it again because I'm going to fix all the problems. But this one time, come out and vote. And you lying-ass Democrats ran with that and said, he's going to take away the right to vote. You know, Charlamagne, when you said, hey, I was lied to, I was fooled, I thought Trump was this existential threat. I thought he was this horrible person that was going to destroy the country. Then when I realized once he won the election, all those people shut up. Maybe they were lying because, you know, they didn't do anything. And to that I say, yeah, they were lying. Yeah, they were lying. You're right, they were lying. Just like Angela is lying right now. They keep going to this argument, guys, and Angela keeps on lying and gaslighting and working herself up in the lather. And I say, why is this woman so intent on being stupid? I mean, she's fighting. She's fighting for her life to be dumb here, to say lies, to say things that are untrue, verifiably untrue. And then Cross jumps in and it's like a bunch of lies is flying everywhere. And Gillum's really not better. He's gaslighting and pretending that he needs to protect presidents from ceremonial events. What could only be going through their minds as they sit there and watch Trump be sworn in? I don't know. Is it Taco Tuesday? What's for dinner? That's what I'm thinking Obama's thinking. The fact you imagine him losing sleep, or any of these other rich assholes losing sleep over the problems of the poor, it boggles my mind, sir.
I want to talk about why I don't accept that, well, that's the way it's done, and now it's time to, you know, hold hands and sing Kumbaya. Not that you're saying that, but even the whole, like, imagery to the globe of, yes, we've accepted this and we're turning the keys over to this man. Elon Musk.
These people need to go away, Johnson. These people are a problem. Because there are some young people that are impressionable that may listen to them. They want to resist Trump instead of fight for us to get something out of his presidency. I come from a group of black people that can't wait 4 years for Democrats to get back in office and then have a bunch of excuses about why they didn't do the shit we needed them to do. Yeah, I need us to be focused on what can we do with Trump. What can we get done under Trump? See, if you come from a group of people or if you represent people, they need America to work for them. They need their lives to go a certain direction in this country, that have children, neighbors, and aging parents, the whole thing. And, you know, you cannot afford to be struggling under the guidance of morons like these who want to make statements. They want their life to be a statement about the evils of the orange man. You know what would be better? What would be better is if Black America could close that racial wealth gap, that Black Americans can decrease the amount of homeless Black Americans, increase the life expectancy of Black men a little bit. Also, cut down the postnatal, the deaths while carrying babies, the Black woman prenatal morbidity rate or whatever. You know, these are things we need to be more concerned with. Not this nonsense about we got to stop Trump at all, at all costs. We need not to validate him. He's already been validated. He is president of the United States of America. He'll be sworn in as president of the United States. He is president-elect. No one's waiting for you, Tiff. No one's waiting for you, Angela. All the crying will not change what's happening. This is stupid. These people are stupid. And they're leading our people in the wrong way. And it's a distraction because we got bigger things to be worried about as a people. We got to be worried about what can we get out of this presidency? What can we do with what we have? We cannot be concerned. And for the record, guys, I didn't see all these great things happening under Biden. I didn't. So I don't know what all the tears are about. I'm not here to root for teams. This is not NFL Sunday. I'm rooting for people. I'm rooting for working class. I'm rooting for Black America to get off the bottom in a country we built for free. Know that. That's the difference, America. We built this shit for free. So we need to focus on that. And I'm not here to kumbaya with a bunch of new people coming in the country and take our eye off the ball that we are still in this condition. Now, if you can make the argument that what you're talking about is going to impact us in a positive way to change the condition of Black America, I'll listen. But if you got nothing for me other than you're bitter, that instead of having the old white guy, you got the other old white guy, or you wanted the Indian woman instead of, these are not things that people that got real life concerns give a damn about, or should give a damn about if they have common sense. Most Americans are not on this. This is why MSNBC is going bye-bye. And I would like to hope that somehow, some way, independent media replaces all of these bootlickers. These bootlickers got to go too, man. Oh, they got to go. Because we can't afford them. The price is too damn high. All right, folks, my name is Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Tim Black, find me as Real Tim Black on TikTok and Instagram. I'm Real Tim Black on Twitter, X, or Facebook. We do this show every day except Saturday, 9:30. We open doors. We cut on the music. People come in and we talk. We're building a community, and we ain't going to stop. Let's go to comments. Remember now, the deal was 500 likes, 5 memberships if I did my part. Let's see how we did. I'll be as surprised as you. I do my best not to watch during the show. So to save the suspense. Suspense music, please. We got a super sticker from Black Mamba in the house. Thank you, Black Mamba. JD Informant, Tim, Roland audience isn't smarter than that. Damn. We're carrying signs, another super sticker. Ira Gordon says your conscience on point and necessary in a time of legacy media decline. Keep on pushing like Bun B. Salute from Texas. Thank you, fam. I appreciate you. Tony B says, take my money. Hey, thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. I will. Wraith, Tim, I'm only wondering what's in these sellouts will put on their best tap dancing shoes to keep their job. All of them. All of them, fam. That's what I think. That's what they're going to do. Norman J says the Congressional Black Caucus is the most reprehensible of all the sellouts. Say hello to Johnson and no boys and girls bathrooms. Yes. It's a basic thing. Hit those likes up to Tim, cheaper than a Tyson fight. His son's, he's non-scripted and can't be bought. Truth to power. Thank you, Oz. What's up, brother? Hope all is well, fam. Damn good to see you. And Kelly M. Tim, this is for 15 minutes of thumbnails and edits. Thank you, Kelly. I appreciate you. Yeah. You know I'll be doing that tonight, right? After this show, that's what I'm doing. I say, yep, gotta do this. Gotta do the editing now while it's hot. I do one video. I'm up editing right after the show. So anyway, guys, I don't know if we made it with the likes. Only Buck could tell me. I don't know. It doesn't look like we got the memberships. I don't know, man. Maybe I didn't. I guess I didn't do my job tonight. I don't know, man. I thought we had a good show. I don't know. Did we get any members? I don't think we did. Maybe we just had people that were already members of the show. We're at 467. I need everybody to hit the like button. We are 33 people away. I need everybody to hit the like button. Shit. We are 33. We're 33 likes away from 500 likes. At least I'm in the vicinity, right? So we're going to need 30 more likes probably to get us over the mountain. Everybody, stop what you're doing. Hit the like button. If you're on Facebook, come on over. This helps us in the algorithm. That's why I do it. This is not vanity. What we deduce is that a certain amount of likes triggers the algorithm and it tells people this is a good show. If YouTube sees the likes, they say, hey, well, maybe we'll send it out to more people because people like it. That's all I'm looking for. And getting memberships, people subscribing, these are all triggers to the algorithm. That's all it is. So thank you very much, guys. If you can hit the like button, it would be much appreciated. Same thing, if you can become a member, it's much appreciated. Remember, go to find us on Patreon. Patreon.com, Tim's Take Live is where you find us. And yeah, we'll be back doing this on Sunday. All right, fam, thank you. Schulte came through. Schulte said, you ain't going to kumbaya, Johnson. No, I'm not going to kumbaya, fam. You know what? I can't. America's shown me that I can't take anything for granted. They say, take care of your house, get your own house in order first. We got to get our house in order. And one of the ways we get our house in order is we got to deal with the sellouts among us who are taking money and then herding us like cattle with no end in sight. We gotta do something about that. So I'm down for it. What? Megs gave out 5 membership. Megs, thank you, Megs. Give it up for Megs, y'all. It seems like all I had to do is articulate why it was important. Maybe I'll do that next time. Yeah, I want people to know it wasn't, it's for the algorithm. I mean, there are not people behind. YouTube does not have people watching the show going, is this a good show? Now, they determine that by factors like markers. And one of the markers is how many people like the show? How many hit like? How many bought memberships? Those things matter. Thank you, guys. Shara gave somebody a membership. Give it up to Shara. Shara Yar. Shara Yar in the house. Thank you. And Schulte became a member of the show. Thank you, Schulte. I appreciate you, man. Thank you all. We did it. Well, we did that. Let me refresh, man. Let me see what we're doing on the likes. I bet if my people on Facebook, I bet if my Facebook viewers, my Twitter, we get a lot of people watching this on Twitter. Hey, Twitter, could y'all come over? Real talk, Twitter. We're 5 likes away. We're at 496, 497. Twitter, if you could come over, hit like for us, that'd be a big time help. Matter of fact, I bet we got a couple people on YouTube that haven't hit like yet. They doing something else, their hands are full. Maybe they wash the dishes, combing their hair. I don't know what you're doing. Lucky bastards, combing their hair. You wouldn't be combing your hair while watching my show, wouldn't you? Just rubbing it in with all your follicles. Well, I tell you, man, just bragging and showing off. Showing off you got hair. We're at 500, y'all. We're at 500 likes. All right. Amazing. I want to thank you for supporting independent media done right. Independent media, black new independent media. Look, guys, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting the show. I'll be back Sunday. I hope you'll be here with me. I do my best to bring the heat. You just come here and have a seat. All right, y'all. And with that, with all my members, my brother Buck Bewley, doing your thing, Buck. Thank you, Buck. Thank you, Buck, for doing what you do. I appreciate y'all. Have a safe Saturday. I like to do a toast. I'm a toast with water. I hope is that bad form? Is it negative to toast with water? I like to send a toast to Whitfield Rains. I'd like to say a toast to my brother, Mr. Whitfield Rains. He passed away today. It's my brother-in-law. He was the first brother that I met in real life who made me want to be a business person, who made me want to know things just to know them, just to be smarter. I was so impressed by him. Such a wise, intelligent, knowing person. You know what I'm saying? And to be 16, 17 years old and meeting this guy. And so anyway, rest in peace, Whit. I hope you and Yo-Yo are proud of us. And I hope that you're having a glass of Johnny Walker Blue and listen to something, maybe some Al Green or some Isley Brothers or something. I love you.